Welcome back to the Grand Solar Minimum channel. Today is Thursday, October 31st. Happy Halloween to everyone out there. That was my trick or treat there at the beginning for those of you who are waiting for us to start. Haha, fooled you once. No, I'm just kidding. All right, let's get into our space weather report. As I was trying to do a few minutes ago, our solar wind speed's coming in at 420.1 kilometers per second with a density of 5.3. 28 days without sunspots now in a row. That's 227 for 2019. Again, we have surpassed the last streak, which was 27 days in a row. And looking at our star up close, it doesn't look like we are going to be worrying about a sunspot anytime soon, as that bright active region does not hold the qualities to become a sunspot. No new coronal holes to look at right now, so after today's solar wind stream, we are not expecting anything major as far as geomagnetic weather coming our way. Our TCI is at 5.11, and the KP indice today is at a 0 after a 24-hour max of 4. Now, last night, we did reach that max of a 4 that took place, and we were expecting... Actually, we were expecting a little bit more increased solar winds with this current batch of solar wind. That just didn't happen. So KP of 4 has dropped to 0 from overnight to now. And I have to admit, this is where we kind of like to look for certain seismic activity, whether it's a volcano or earthquake, when we have conditions like this. So I'll go ahead and put it out there, 6.5 or higher, in the next 48 hours here from the Grand Solar Minimum channel. All right, let's go ahead and take a look at our weather forecast for the UK. Today, rain and drizzle, low clouds in the southwest, edging slowly northeastwards. A frosty start in the north with early fog patches clearing, then the northern and eastern parts mostly dry with sunny spells. Tonight, rain, drizzle, and low clouds moving northeastwards to affect all but the far north by tomorrow morning, milder for most. And taking a look at Friday, it's going to be a sunny start in the far northeast, otherwise cloudy with outbreaks of rain, drizzle at times, and feeling milder. And let's take a look at our flood alerts right now, as we have 0 flood warning severe. 13 flood warnings right now that is expecting immediate action, 32 flood alerts as well, and 47 warnings have been canceled. So yesterday we had over 152 weather alerts. Those are starting to die down a bit. I know this map doesn't really indicate that, but we are seeing the flood warnings going away. But over the next several days, we will have weather to deal with, not just in the UK, but all of Europe. Also, the United States is pretty active as well. So, all right, let's take a look really quick, guys. I want to show you this quick little clip here from the Weather Channel to give us an idea what we're looking at for temperatures for November. But listen to what they say at the end about the fires.
Here's a check on our November temperature outlook. And as we look at where we'll see below average conditions, the coldest below average is going to be across parts of the upper Midwest, but you can also see that that cold air is going to be extending southward. So even into the deep southeast, we're going to find that it is likely that we'll see below average temperatures. Also along the eastern seaboard, temperatures are going to be running below average. Now, as we look to the west, that's where we're going to find temperatures most likely above average. And as you know, that's not a good thing across California, where the fires are burning.
So the Weather Channel wants you to think that the hot weather is just going to continue. Again, this is the way the mainstream media tries to make it man's fault and talk about warming is fueling the fire. The most important thing here about these California fires, folks, is A, the wind, and B, the humidity. It has nothing to do with temperature. If anything, I'm sure these fires increase temperatures around that area as well. So just some more silly nonsense from the Weather Channel, but I will show their temperature maps really quick. Average high temperatures for November, there you go. We were just wondering about this the other day. So average temps here in the Northeast are in the 40s, across the Northern Plains in the 30s. 50 degrees across the Ohio Valley, Tennessee, and Kansas, Colorado, and then of course 60s and 70s in the South. So when they say below average, what do they mean? Well, here you go. So in the teens, in the northern plains, where it's normally in the 30s, that's 20 degrees below average. In the 20s, in spots of where we usually see 40 degree temperatures, 50 degree temperatures as your normal averages. 30s in spots where we see 50 degrees. And look, guys, 20 degrees below average, folks, in these spots. So take a look at this map real quick. 30s, 10 degrees below average, so we're talking about 20 degree temperatures. Temperatures 20 degrees less than what we see in the west right now, and that would bring us right around the, 30s? Yeah, 20s and 30s, okay? Same thing with the northeast, where the average temp is around 40 degrees. They're saying that temperatures could be 20 degrees below average. All right, think about that for a minute. That's in the 20s by mid-November, late November. So we are about to have some pretty historic cold to hit the United States if they think the average low temperatures across November are going to be where they say it's going to be. So, again, we'll keep our eyes on this afternoon highs. If I could read a map. But huge difference, folks. Huge difference. 40s across the region, 50s across the Ohio Valley, 60s and 70s across the South. And then your lows are going to be 10 degrees, 20 degrees, 30s even in some spots where they're used to seeing 40s and 50s overnight. So something to watch there. But let's take a look at our radar real quick. And it's a mess. We have several rain showers happening right now in the northeast as snow on the back end of this with Minnesota, Michigan, Iowa, and parts of Chicago now seeing light snow as well. But after that, Indiana and eastward, we're all rain. This rain stretches all the way from Houston to South Bend, Indiana. And there's a little bit of a lull right now for Ohio, West Virginia, and eastern Pennsylvania as this system is moving through the northeast. We will see some dry time for quite a bit of time here in the northeast, Pennsylvania. Right now, Ohio, Kentucky, Tennessee, and Indiana, you guys are seeing the worst of this rain as we speak. Snow line moving further east as there is a pretty big cold front right behind this weather system that we have. So there's a look at your watches. If you haven't had a freeze yet, you're going to have it now. Ohio, Kentucky, Tennessee, the South, most folks in Arkansas, Louisiana, Mississippi, Alabama, parts of Georgia. Tonight we'll be expecting a freeze warning for Halloween. And then the brown boxes areas that you see up in the northeast and around the Great Lakes, well, we're talking about high winds. And a lot of that has to do with the system that's moving through right now. It's bringing in a cold front. There's our minimum temperatures. Here's our max. It's going to be warmer along the east coast today from North Carolina on southward, but pretty much fall-like conditions for about 70% of the United States. Here's a look at what we're expecting tonight. Actually, today into tonight. There's some severe weather on the possibility in the mid-Atlantic states. That box actually has grown. Also, we have a flood situation possible here for the New York upstate area and parts of eastern Pennsylvania as well. So severe storms, flooding, not the kind of Halloween forecast you want for your kids out here in the northeast. Frozen precip and snow behind this front system in Chicago and parts of Illinois and Wisconsin. And then taking a look at Friday, a little bit drier, but some frozen precip in the Great Lakes area, Wisconsin, Minnesota, Michigan, regular snowfall in Wyoming, and then much quieter on Saturday. But check out this cold front. Folks in Houston are going to wake up cold. Daytime highs in the 60s, lows in the 30s and 40s for Houston. So massive cold front on the way, dipping way down south. And this is just only the beginning as we see here this system moving out for Halloween. Kind of drying out, but bringing much colder air behind it. Some lake effect snows possible in the northeast. There's one system that's arriving on the 7th, lingering snows on the 8th, and then another system will just miss them. There's a big one right there, but it's going to go across the northern plains. So this month is going to be active, just like what we saw in October. We thought we were going to get a series of consecutive dry days, but that changed a little bit as well with moisture coming in from the Gulf and also hitting us from Canada as well. But most of these systems, if you see, guys, right around here, when there's high pressure out here off the coast, is pretty much putting this stuff on a conveyor belt. And the longer this high pressure just sits there, that's why it's able to churn. And look at all the moisture that they're expecting for Friday here in the Northeast. So definitely have to keep our eyes on that, as we will definitely have some flood issues to deal with in the Northeast. Also, one more quick look at our weather across the pond here in London and parts of the UK. Again, you guys also are dealing with patches of rain off and on, and so it's not all washout, but still not a very dry forecast here at this part of the year, and we will continue to monitor this. We are going to be back live tomorrow morning for another update, and then tomorrow night another live. I think we're doing the live call-in show on Friday nights now, so that should be starting right around 9 p.m. Eastern time. Until then, guys, we hope you have a great Halloween. For those of you who don't live on the Northeast, you should have a pretty decent evening. And the rest, pretty much the rest of the country here is going to maybe experience some colder temperatures, but nothing like what the East and the Northeast is getting ready to go through for tonight. All right, guys, have a great day, and we will talk soon.
Do you like this show? Give us a thumbs up. Want to support us more? Share to your favorite social media platform, buy a t-shirt, or become a Patreon. All links are in the description below.